Jai Hind, all my dear students. So today we are moving to our next chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants, right? So in this chapter we are going to learn how the sexual reproduction in flowering plants will takes place, right? So this is the structure of a flower and this flower is the hibiscus, right? हिंदी में इसको कहते हैं गुड़हल का फूल भी कहते हैं हम लोग इसको, क्लियर? And the flower is the reproductive unit in angiosperms. It is meant for sexual reproduction, right? And when we are talking about the flower, it mainly consists of 4 parts. अब इसमें 4 parts कौन कौन से होंगे ये हमें देखना है, ठीक है ना? तो इसमें 4 होल्स होंगे कौन कौन से? कैलिक्स, कोरोला, एंड्रोशियम एंड द गाइनोशियम पार्ट, right? So this is the typical structure of a flower and this is a bisexual flower. How can we say that it is a bisexual flower? Because in this structure of flower you will see both the male part and the female part. If you look at this structure, I will show you that this one, right? So you will see it clearly. This is the topmost is the female part and you will see the yellow color, right? This the yellow color is your male part. So both male and female part is present there, so we can say it is a bisexual flower, right? And if we will, when we move on to this chapter, if we remove this male part of this flower, and that is known as emasculation. अगर हमने मेल पार्ट को रिमूव कर दिया इस फ्लावर से तो उसके लिए वर्ड आएगा क्या? emasculation, right? So now we are discussing what are those 4 parts, right? So the 4 parts is your first one is your calyx. The calyx is the outermost whorl of a flower and the members are called sepals, right? जो sepals होंगे वो क्या कहेंगे, वो क्या होंगे, वो calyx के पार्ट हैं, ठीक है ना? तो calyx sepals are green leaf like and protect the flower in the बड स्टेज. जो ग्रीन पोर्शन होगा, ठीक है, जो ग्रीन पोर्शन होगा इसमें, ठीक, ये क्या होगा आपका? कैलिक्स वाला पार्ट होगा. कौन सा होगा? ये कैलिक्स वाला पार्ट होगा. दूसरा जो इसमें कौन सा पार्ट बता रखा है आपका? कोरोला. कोरोला इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ द पेटल्स, राइट? दीज आर द पेटल्स, यू विल सी इट क्लियरली. दीज आर द पेटल्स एंड पेटल्स आर यूजुअली ब्राइट कलर्ड एंड टू अट्रैक्ट द इंसेक्ट्स फॉर पॉलिनेशन. जब पॉलिनेशन होगा तो क्या करेगा? ये अट्रैक्ट करेगा, ठीक है ना? इंसेक्ट को अपनी तरफ अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए ये रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगा, राइट? एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट देर इज मेल पार्ट एंड द फीमेल पार्ट, राइट? सो द मेल पार्ट इज known as the androecium and the female part is the gynoecium. So if you look at this structure, right, so you can see it, the male part, right? So male part consists of your anther and this one is the filament, right? So that is androecium, right? And this one you will see this the female reproductive part, that is the stigma, right? That is the style and that in here is the ovary, right? So this is the typical structure of a flower. I hope it is clear, right? So in this chapter we are going to learn microsporogenesis, right? We will learn megasporogenesis, right? And we will learn how the pollination will takes place, and the pollination will takes place when the pollen grains will land on this stigma part, right? So the pollen grains will release and they will land on the stigma. So there are different methods of pollination we are going to discuss in this chapter, right? Then we will discuss pollen pistil attraction, whether the pistil will have the ability to recognize it or not. Then we will discuss fertilization, how the fertilization will takes place, right? So this is the external morphology I have shown you, right? If we try to cut this section, right, we will see the internal structure of flower. So in the internal structure we can observe the ovary part of the flower, right? Because this is I have told you is the stigma and this is the cylindrical part, right? This is the yes, this is the Yes, this is the style, right? This is the style, and this one is the ovary.